Okay, we're here again at the Pedalboard's headquarters with Petteri Sariola. Now with your acoustic pedalboard.
Yeah!
Welcome once again.
Thank you so much for having me. So yeah, my name is Petteri Sariola. I play fingerstyle acoustic guitar, and I have a new album out called Resolution, and I needed to update my gear, so that's why I'm here. So, let's check out the guitar first of all. This is a Kunst guitar. It's kind of normal guitar, but it has a reinforced top, so it has like an extra piece of wood around here because I hit my kick drum around this area. And then this guitar has 3 pickups. It has the magnetic one for the strings. It picks up only the strings. And then we have a kick drum pickup here and a treble pickup here. And these two, they're kind of PIEZO transducer elements by Schizophrenic. So the 3 pickups come out from here with this one cable. So this is a 5-pin DIN socket thingy. What do you call this, Edu, in English?
I think it's just a 5-pin XLR or DIN.
Yeah, jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word.
Multi-jack.
Multi-jack.
Yeah.
How cool is that? And it splits into 3 standard plugs. And this here is my is sort of the input hub, so to say. So all the pickups they go in here, and we have a DI box and this metallic sausage. Which locks in the cable for the treble pickup. The treble pickup goes directly into the mixing desk here. It has its own channel with some EQ settings, and it sounds something like this. Let's kill all the other channels and open it up. So you can barely hear it. It's very, very, very quiet, and it only gives that little bit of a touch of treble. Now, let's continue into the kick drum sound. So we found out that the pickup that I use, the Chatham Dually here, it has a bit of a self-noise thingy going on, so we needed to put a gate here. That was a great idea by Pedalboard. And after this gate, we go into the EQ. And the EQ is over here. And as you can see, we've scooped out all the mids, and we have a tremendous boost around 60 Hertz with a little bit of a snap around 4K. So let's listen how this sounds without the EQ. It's going to be really different. Now let's put it off. Oh man, that's thin. We need that EQ for sure. Alright. So, after that, we have a bass compressor. This is like an 1176 kind of compressor with a really fast attack and release, so that we can kind of control the dynamics of the kick drum sound. After that, we have just a touch of reverb on the desk, and that's it. So let's move on into the magnetic pickup sound. This is the main guitar tone of all of this. And first in the chain, we have the Multiband Compressor. It's a TC electronic thingy called Hypergravity, I think. I've taped over it. And it controls the dynamics, and especially the mids. The reason is that the mids are they get really loud the louder I play, so they need to be controlled. So now, after the compressor, we move on under here where we have this splitter. Now there's not much to it. I'll explain to you about it in a bit. Just make a mental note. And we move on to the whammy. And yeah, simple thing. Goes one octave up and one down. Yay! Lovely little thing. And from the whammy, we move on into the EQ.
Yeah, we do.
Excellent! Thank you, Ed. So we move into the EQ. And again, we have scooped out some plastic sounding mids, put up a real bass boost around 60 hertz and a touch of air around 60 kilohertz. And then it goes into the desk, and that's it. We have a touch of reverb added on the channel, and that's about it.
Yeah. It goes through the Polytune before it goes to the desk, so you can mute the main guitar sound.
Right on, Anton.
Yeah.
This is the new thing that was done, that Edu did just the other day, and yeah, that's fantastic. It means that actually I can mute the natural acoustic guitar sound. And actually, hey, we have to check out how this whole thing sounds without the EQ, because it does a lot. Now let's put it off. Let's take out those mids. Much better. So, remember we have that splitter under here? Da-da-da-da-da. This little box by Suhr, it splits the signal to these two pedals here. Actually, it goes first into the octave, and the octave splits the signal again, and I use that extra signal for the overdrive. Now, so it blends really nicely with the clean guitar. The Boss Super Octave OC3 has a really nice feature called Poly. Now that setting makes it behave in a way that it's able to pick up and pick out the lowest note of every chord you play. So let's see. Let's put it on. Now if I move up here, it will stop tracking the sound. It's still there. This means you can play nice big chords and the super octave tracks that lowest note. So that was the octave, and we move on to the overdrive. Now this is a nice pedal by Mad Professor called Little Green Wonder. That's my overdrive sound, and let's see how it sounds. Let's bring it up just a bit so you can hear it just by itself. So, next up we have the delay. Let's just put it on. It's the Timeline by Strymon. So you remember we had that splitter down here. Now, here's a point where things start to get interesting and complicated. So the thing is, the splitter is early on in the guitar chain, so that these two pedals, the octave and the distortion, the overdrive, they get a completely kind of dry signal. And the clean guitar sound and the delay sound, they are after the whammy. These two are before the whammy. Clean guitar and delay are after the whammy. So it means, let's put all of this on and let's see how this affects the whole palette. Let's put on the whammy. This is really nice because the octave pedal will stay put while I can play with the whammy. And let's say if we have the clean guitar in the center here, let's put on the octave, so we have something down here. Now let's bring that clean guitar up there with the whammy. So now we have a huge distance between these two tones, and now let's put on the distortion so that we have something in the middle again. And now let's bring in the delay, which is after the whammy and all over the place. And now is the fun little thing. Let's take out the clean guitar, because I had to modify the board so that the clean guitar can be muted while all the effects are on. Now, let's bring in the clean guitar. Let's take it out. Let's bring in the clean guitar. Hey, onnistunut. Let's bring in the clean guitar. This is a really cool feature because now I can bring even more dynamics to the live setting. I can take out the clean guitar and suddenly play with only the effects. And I used to have it so that the clean guitar is on all the time, but now I can take that out, which is fun. So, this board is not one chain from beginning to the end. It splits and it goes into parallel effects, and that's how I work and a lot of people work in studio. So parallel processing, a parallel distortion, octave, delay. If I put all of this into the clean guitar sound, it's gonna mess it up completely. So that's the reason I needed these two out of the way into different channels. So from the mixer, the front of house gets a nice little stereo mix of the sound. And whenever possible, I also use a Hughes and Kettner acoustic amp called Era 1. I don't have it here because I had my hands full while I was coming over. The thing is, it's a nice amp with a lot of input and output options, and it's great for monitoring your own sound, or if you're playing in a small venue or a small room where you can play the whole show with that one thing. So, once again, my name is Petteri Sariola. I got a new album out, and I'm gonna start my little world tour in 2018. We're gonna have shows in Finland, Germany, China, maybe even in Japan, Canada, Poland, Russia. Oh my god! And I can't wait to have this with me out on the road. So thank you Custom Boards Finland for putting this together. It's a wonderful little beast. And see you at the shows.